Well, one of the things that stood out to me, I think, about today was, and it was a little bit surprising, is that we did focus on how can we bring additional community resources into the equation instead of it just being kind of an obligation on how do cities or counties deliver services. So we did see some talk about some volunteerism and how to link up those resources or community resources. That was a bit of a surprise to me, but I think my main interest coming into this was, we have so much data out there and in our systems. How can we make it easier for that to be either help us do what we do or help the citizens get services from us? And the Center for Performance Measurement is really kind of also trying to develop how do we get pretty complex data and systems in there, and then how do we use that and report that out so that we can make policy decisions in a different way. So
yeah, that's a great point, Greg, because we're dealing with the same challenges. Every community across the country is dealing with challenges of how do we use our data, how do we extract the data that's in our systems, and every city has these islands of data out there that we're trying to use, extract, and be able to communicate with our constituents and communicate back with them. So I think that's a great, what happened today was a great resource for us to know everyone else is dealing with those issues. There's ways to tackle those, and the partnership with ICMA and ESRI, I see some great things happening moving forward.
I think one thing that came up for me, especially around the discussion about utilizing volunteers, engaging volunteers, is we're in the business of public service for a reason, and we want to continue to provide the public service, but resources are limited. They're dwindling, and there's only so much we can do. But I think we have this desire to continue to do everything that we used to do and continue to serve the public. And so applications like we discussed today will allow us to engage our residents in providing those same services. So the one thing I mentioned earlier was emergency management, and every time we talk about the what ifs, there's a clear realization that we will not be able to help everybody in a timely manner. And so any tools we can provide to the public to be able to help themselves or to give us information to go help them is really going to be valuable.
And how we're doing that job today is going to change in how we're doing it tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Because we can't do it today with the resources that we have.
No.
Yeah, and I think, we talked also about how it used to be that everybody gathered in public spaces and the community was defined as a geographic place of interest and common interest in your community. And now we understand with social media and the differences that have transformed almost everything. Those communities are still forming, and they're still doing something else, and I think we are trying to figure out what is the best strategic way to do what we do and recapture the community in a different context that's already developed.
Well, community is different. It's a different community now.
It is, but it's still the same. We still have the same obligations on public safety, on parks and recreation and leisure services, on public works and utilities, and those things are kind of still there. We're trying to figure out how do we do the same work in a different context.
I think we have a tremendous opportunity here to reestablish our relationship with our residents as well, and to change the feelings about government. There's an opportunity for a conversation again, and input and feedback, and hopefully our residents will start to have faith in government again.
Well, we talked about how we've lagged. We lag on adoption of technology and application, and I think there's good reasons for that, because we are essential services. We have a responsibility and accountability that maybe the private sector doesn't. We can't decide not to be in a business or decide not to answer a question. It's kind of always part of that, but I think we are being thoughtful about how we approach that, and I think ICMA is doing a good job on trying to lead that and get us there, because we're all sharing these same conundrums.